Hello, good morning student of class 11 commerce. Welcome to Pandasa's virtual class on statistics, and today we are going to discuss the third type of average or measure of central tendency called mode, MOD, mode. As we use X bar to represent arithmetic mean, we use letter M to represent median. The same way we use letter Z to represent mode, which is a measure of central tendency. But the calculation of mode is quite easier when we compare to other averages like arithmetic mean and median. However, there are two different methods how we can calculate mode in a series. First one is observation method, means simply by looking at the series or at the class or at the question, we can determine what is the mode. In fact, mode is the value in the series that occurs more frequently. Means the maximum number of times a value appears in the series is the mode. So, as you can see in this first case, in an individual series, we can see the values are 1, 2, 3, 4 different values are there, and if we calculate, then we can see that number 3 appears the maximum number of times, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 times number 3 or the value 3 appears in this series, that is the maximum number of times. Hence, in this series, the modal value or the mode is 3. Yet another method is there. If we have an individual series, then we can convert this series into discrete series by putting the frequency, and the highest number frequency, the representing value, is the modal value. Now come to a discrete series. Yet here we can see the values are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and the respective frequencies are 15, 17, 13, 12, 10 and 12. So here what we can do is that we can observe by simply observing the series. We can see that the value 4 occurs the maximum number of times, that is 17 times. That's why in this series the mode is 4. The same is in the case of continuous series. Here 4 different classes are there: 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and 40 to 50, and their respective frequencies are 5, 3, 2 and 1. Hence, by simple observation, we can say that the maximum number of times the value or the class appears is 10 to 20. Hence, we will find the mode here in this class. So this is how by simply observing the series we can determine mode. But the real problem arises in a bimodal series. Bimodal series means where two different values have the same frequency, the maximum number of frequency. As in the last case, you can see the values are 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 and 600. And when we come to the frequencies, what we observe is that value 300 has also frequency 3, value 500 has also frequency 3. Just a minute. So the maximum number of frequency, that is 3, that represents two different values, 300 and 500. Hence, here we are confused by simply observing the data of the series. We cannot determine whether 300 is the mode or 500 is the mode. Hence, here comes yet another method which is a little bit technical, and you need to put careful attention to understand, which is called grouping method. So by grouping the data, we can determine the mode in such a series where two highest values appears. So just in a couple of minutes I will be preparing the board, and we will be discussing how to group a data, how to group a series and determine the mode. So just wait. Hello student. This is again come to the discussion of mode, how to calculate mode in different types of series. Just we discussed about how to calculate mode by using observation method. That is, just by looking at the question or series or data, we can calculate or find out the mode, because the most frequently occurring value in the series is the mode. And calculation of mode exactly by observation method in individual and discrete series are just the same, but actually in continuous series, by using observation we can find the class, that is 10 to 20 or 50 to 60, where the mode is. But in order to find out the exact value of mode, we need to apply yet another formula, just like media. The same way, now we will be discussing the other method of calculating mode, that is more scientific and more accurate, and especially this method, which is also called grouping method, helps us to find mode when in the series two different values have the highest occurrence. That means frequency of two values are highest and same. As you can see in this question, actually I have added the question with the grouping table because of lack of space. Just you forgot everything else and look at this first and second column. The first column represents the values that starts from 80 and ends at 150. Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values are there, and this is their respective frequencies. The value 8 occurs 3 times in the series, the value 90 occurs 6 times, 100 occurs 8 times. In this way we can see the maximum number of occurrence is 9, and it belongs to two different values, 120 and 140. Its frequency is also 9. So here we are confused by observation method, but we cannot be sure that whether 140 is the mode or 120 is the mode. So in order to overcome such type of problem, we have the method which is called grouping method, and according to this method we use two tables. The first one is called grouping tables. In the grouping table we make groups of frequencies, and we will be discussing in elaboration what exactly is the process. And after making grouping, we have to analyze the grouping, and after analysis, that's why we need to make yet another table which is called analysis table. And after analyzing the groups, we can ultimately arrive at the conclusion that what is the exact value of mode. So first come to the grouping table, and in this how I have made, you see, actually we need to make 6 columns. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5 and column 6, apart from the values. The first column contains all the frequencies, that is frequency of 80 is 3, frequency of 90 is 6, and so on and so on. That is the first column. And after that we have to make groups in twos. Means two frequencies at a time we will groupify. You can see in the first column represents 1 plus 2 group, and the second column represents 2 plus 3 groups. So what is the exact meaning of 1 plus 2 and 2 plus 3? Just you see, we have made this group, that is 1 plus 2. So first frequency and second frequency we will add, and the total we will write. So because this is 1 plus 2, we added 3 plus 6, 3 plus 6 equal to 9, and after that we continue adding 2 frequencies. So in second group we added 8 plus 7, that is 15. In third group we added 9 plus 8, that is 17. and in fourth group we added 9 plus 4 and value is 30. And out of these four sums, group sums, we will just circle the highest value of the sum. The first value 9, 15, 17 and 13. Hence I circled the value 17, which is the largest sum in the 1 plus 2 column. After that we will shift to 2 plus 3 column number 3. So what we are doing, 2 plus 3 means the first frequency we will leave, and from second frequency we will start grouping. So 2 plus 3 means this is second frequency, this is third frequency, 6 and 8. That's why first group is 6 plus 8, that is 14, and after that we will continue grouping 2 2. So 6 plus 8, 14. After 8 comes 7 plus 9, that is 16. After that 8 plus 9, that is 17. And if at last one frequency is remaining, then simply ignore it, because we don't have a pair of more frequency. So that's how we made the 2 plus 3 column, and again out of the sums we will try to find out the maximum value. The first sum is 14, second is 16, third is 17. That's why I circled the highest sum 17 in the 2 plus 3 column. After that, so till here we were making groups in 2s. Now we will start making groups of 3s. And what will be the order? The first column, that is fourth column, would be 1 plus 2 plus 3. 3 frequencies will be groupified and the sum will be found. And the second column is, leave first one, then 2 plus 3 plus 4, and the third would be 3 plus 4 plus 5. So now see the first one of 3 groups in 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3. Look at the frequencies, 1, 2, 3, that is 3 plus 6 plus 8, and the first group is 3 plus 6 plus 8, and the sum is 17. So after 8 what comes? Again we will continue the same process, 7 plus 9 plus 8, 7 plus 9 plus 8, and the sum is 24. After 7 plus 9 plus 8, see, we are left with 2 more frequencies. We don't have 3 more frequencies. That's why we simply ignore the remaining 2 frequencies, because we are making groups in 3s, 3 frequencies at a time. That's why first 3, second 3, and 2 remaining, ignore those 2. So 3 plus 6 plus 8, 17, 7 plus 8 plus 9, that is 24, and again we will circle the highest value of the group, that is first one is 70 the sum, and second sum is 24. That's why I circled here 24. Then the second one in 3, that is 2 plus 3 plus 4. So while calculating, while groupifying 2 plus 3 plus 4 column, what we will make? First 2 frequencies we will leave, 1 and 2. Sorry, 2 plus 3 plus 4, first frequency we will leave. 3, then 3 is 6, 8, 7. The first group is 6, 8, 7. Sum is 21. Then after 7, 9, 8 and 9. 9, 8 and 9, the sum is 26. And we are left with 1 frequency, not a group of 3. That's why we will ignore that. And out of these 2 sums, 26 is the highest one. That's why I circled the sum 26. Then the column comes 3 plus 4 plus 5. It starts from 3. That's why first 2 frequency we will leave. After that 8 plus 7 plus 9. 8 plus 7 plus 9, sum is 24. After 9, 8 plus 9 plus 4, 8 plus 9 plus 4, sum is 21. And once again, I circled the highest sum, that is 24. So this is how our grouping job is finished. We have already grouped in 2s and in 3s. We found the sums and we circled the maximum sum or the highest sum in all the columns, all 6 columns. And you see, in the first column, the highest value is 9. Even if there are 2 values, we have to take the first highest value, that is 9. Okay? So, after grouping, we will make the analysis table. You can see in the analysis table, we will write column number, and because we have made 6 different columns, that's why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the in this row we will write down the values, that values of the series, that is 80, 90, 100, 110, continues up to 150. And in this way we will make the table. Now the most typical cheese, the most critical or complicated cheese is how to tick the analysis table. So see carefully. In the first group, 9 is the highest value and 9 is the highest frequency and its value is 120. That's why in the first column below 120 we will put 1 tick. Why below 120? Because in the first column 9 is the highest value and its 9 is the highest frequency and its value is 120. So below 120 in the first row we will put 1 tick. Then come to the second column. In the second column 17 is the highest sum. 17, that is 9 and 8. 9 and 8. Hence 9 and 8 their values is 120 and 130. That's why in the second column number, in the second row, we will put a tick below 120 and 130. Yes, in the first column, column number 1, that in that respective row, you can see we have two different values, 9 and 9. And their values are 120 and 140. That's why below 120 in the first row, below 120 and 140, we put 1 tick. And the second one is 17 and the frequencies are 9 and 8. 9 and 8, that's why 120 and 130. 120 and 130, we put 1 tick. Then come to the third column, that is 2 plus 3 column. And here the highest value is 17 and the respective frequencies are 8 and 9. So 8 and 9. You see, the value belongs to 8 is 130 and value belongs to 9 is 140. That's why in the third row, 130 and 140. 1 tick. Then come to the fourth column, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 column. Here the maximum value is 24 and the respective frequencies are 7, 9 and 8. You see, 7, 9 and 8. Their respective values are 110, 120, 130. That's why in the fourth row, 110, 120, 130. 3 ticks I put. Then come to the next column. Here 2 plus 3 plus 4 column. Here the maximum value is 26 and the respective frequencies are 9, 8, 9. So come to the frequency column, 9, 8 and 9. Their respective values are 120, 130 and 140. That's why in the fifth one, in the fourth one, in the fifth, this is the fifth row, 120, 130, 140. I put 3 ticks. Then come to the last column, that is 3 plus 4 plus 5. Here the maximum value is 24 and the respective frequencies are 8, 7 and 9. Now come to the frequency column, 8, 7, 9. These 3 values. And their respective values are 100, 110 and 120. Now come to the sixth column, 100, 110, 120. 3 ticks I put. So this is how we completed the job of analyzing the groups. Now we'll have to simply find the total. The last row is total, and here no tick, total is 0. No tick, total is 0. 1 tick, total is 1. 2 ticks, total is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks, total is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks, total is 4. And 1, 2, 3, total is 3. No ticks, total is 0. After making the total, we can easily find the modal value. So this column has 5 ticks. That's why the respective value, that is 120. 120 is the mode. 120. Hence, in this series, the modal value will be 120 and not 140. Even if for both the values, the frequency is the highest, that is 9 and 9. So in case of a bimodal series, in this way, we can calculate mode by using grouping method. And exactly the same way we will find a modal value in continuous series, in place of values, only class interval would remain. And applying the same process, we will determine the actual class interval, means the class where the modal value is, and after that again we have to use a simple formula in order to find the exact value of mode. And I will be demonstrating how to use that formula in discrete and continuous series, in continuous series, in order to find the exact value of mode once we know mode lies in exactly in which class. So this is all for today. And if you have got some complication, then please refer to your book. Please ask me over phone and clarify your doubt. It is sure that you will get one question from grouping method in the exam. Thank you and have a nice day.